Wednesday? Is everything looking okay?
I think so. So let's see how everybody's tomorrow morning. Obviously, we haven't been able to train much, so tomorrow we'll have the final update.
Sorry to throw names at you, but Jurrien Timber, Havertz, and Odegaard. Odegaard actually came off. Will he be okay?
Yeah, Kai and Jurrien will be out.
Okay, but
Yeah.
Martin, you're confident.
That's it.
You said you were fuming on Wednesday night. 2 days on, what would you say the overriding emotion is for you just now?
Focus on Fulham and hunger to play, hunger to compete, hunger to win, hunger to be closer to achieve our dream.
Has the club received an explanation from UEFA about that decision making, and have you sought one?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to them the last few hours, so I don't know. We will deal with that on Monday. Now it's Fulham.
Just a feeling of injustice can often be quite a powerful emotion. Can you use that emotion to maybe fuel your players going into the run-in?
Maybe, but I think we have enough fuel in the tank. I mean, we're playing to win the Premier League. It's exactly what we want it to be. 4 games to go. It's game 2. I'm ready to go.
The reason I ask that is because you often hear about something called siege mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you feel that you can bring to your squad, and that you have that maybe you have that siege mentality within it at the moment?
We certainly have that, and we need to face any context, any situation to achieve our goal. And what happened the other night was extremely disappointed, and we need to make it at home now.
You see your players every single day, you work with them every single day. When you look at the whites of their eyes, what do you see?
Hunger to win. That's it. To compete, to prepare, and to achieve the goal that we set at the start of the season.
The fans are likely to be kicking every ball and be on edge, if you like, until the end of the season. What would your message, with just a few games to go now, be to them?
Let's keep doing what we did all season, and bring that energy, that passion, and together we're going to make it happen.
Just finally from me, Mikel, last week we talked about courage from your players. Is it now almost a test of nerve more than anything else from now to the end of the season? It's
a lot of factors. That's something that emotionally, for sure, we have to manage in the right way. But I would put the emphasis more on again, showing that desire, that determination, that hunger, that will that we've shown all season, and even more, because we have only 4 games to play now, and everything is at stake, so it doesn't get better than that.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Syria from the Premier League.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Fulham have conceded more goals than anyone else in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Arsenal in the Premier League have scored the most in that time period, 14 goals. What's so sacred about that half-time for you, and why do you think it's been so successful for you to come out and keep going?
With the first thought is that we try to prepare and understand what happened in the first half and try to apply it immediately in the second half. There will be a lot of factors, I'm sure, to get those stats, and it's very positive. But what we want is throughout every 15-minute block of the game to have the ability to do that.
Marco Silva's Fulham, only 2 points of 6th place. They're having a very good season. What have you made of it? Because Arsenal have very good stats against Fulham, but it's never an easy game.
No, and I mean, it's a remarkable job what Marco is doing. I said it many times, in my opinion, he's one of the best managers in the league. The way he sets up his teams, what he's done for the club, it's incredible. So we know how tough it's going to be tomorrow.
Another stat for you, Saka, following a ball carry across the pitch, has the most shots, most chances created. Is that what you want to see overall more from your midfield and attack, instead of grabbing the ball, maybe passing back, passing to the side, pushing up a bit more?
Yes, and penetration is one of the words that we use the most, and taking players' initiative and making things happen. And through the passes, obviously, it's extremely difficult against teams that are so organized. So we need to find other ways, and that's the kind of thing that we're looking forward to.
Alex, BBC.
Hi, Mikel. I know that Kai Havertz had a broken season, so how has that been for you to deal with through this whole campaign, having someone who's so key to you, and especially now with so many big games coming up?
It's been a huge miss. We're talking about one of the most important attacking players that we have, and he's been out for 7 or 8 months. He's not been the only one, unfortunately, with long-term injuries and players that we've been missed at. But the team has shown an incredible capacity to overcome these kind of scenarios and still be very, very competitive.
And in the summer, he has 2 years left on his contract, which traditionally is football is where a club extends or potentially discussions about a player moving on. So how important is this end of this season and the World Cup for Kai Havertz going forward?
Now the focus has to be on availability and performance, and Kai is desperate to be on the pitch as quick as possible. He cannot do this game. Hopefully for Atletico he will be available, and he's pushing every boundary to achieve that, and there is no time to have these kind of discussions now.
Tom, Football London.
Okay,
Hi.
you mentioned not being able to train much this week. Can I ask a little insight about what that's like between games when training is almost impossible? What does that week kind of become for you and the team?
Well, first of all, recovery, and then clarity on what we have to do, what we expect from the opponent, and especially what we have to do to take the game where we want it, to win it. And when you don't have much time on the pitch, you have to do it in other ways, other methods, a lot of collective messages, and especially a lot of individual meetings to achieve what we want on the pitch.
And just something on the structure of the midfield, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we've noticed that Declan's been kind of dropping a bit deeper than Martin recently. Martin's kind of been pushing up a little bit more and doing more in the final third. What's been kind of behind that change and the benefits that it brings?
Well, every opponent has his things, and we believe in the last game that it was the best thing to do to hurt them, to find spaces, time, and surprise them with certain movements, and in relation to the opponent we can change that, and to have the variability and the options to do that with our midfielders, I think is something positive for the team.
Matt from Standard.
Another one on Rice. You obviously did give him maybe a slightly deeper role against Atletico the other day. How impressed, I guess, were you with how he performed and I guess his mentality to drive the team forward there?
Well, I mean, what we need is players that can occupy any position on the field. I mean, modern football, I think, is going in that direction. When you are a midfielder, you are a midfielder, you're not a 6, an 8, or a 10. I think if we want a total team, we better have total players to do that, to be so comfortable, to be dominant in any area of the pitch, to dominate every phase of play, and Declan certainly is evolving into that direction.
And when it comes to player of the season, he's obviously one of those in the running for that, probably someone like Bruno Fernandes too. How important do you think performing in multiple competitions every few days in Europe should be when it comes to those kind of awards?
Well, what Declan is doing again, it's incredible. I mean, to play the amount of games minutes with the quality that he's shown in every game is something extremely difficult to do. And he's doing it not only this season, but the last few seasons that he's been with us. And to show that level of consistency is extremely rare, because the demands and the standards are very, very high.
James, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I want to ask you quickly about Eberechi Eze. We've heard you talk a lot in recent weeks about the beauty of the challenge in front of you, the need for your players to enjoy it and enjoy these moments. It feels like very few players embody that more than him. It feels like he plays the same way if it's a pre-season friendly or a Champions League semi-final. Is that one of his most special qualities?
I think so. I think it's part of his character, and he has a unique way of expressing himself. Inside, none of us know how he's feeling, but what he actually transmits to the world outside is such a security and calmness and compose in every situation on the field.
And is that something you think he can transmit to his teammates as well?
He does, and especially the way he talks and connects with people. It's very much like that, and I think that's something special. I think we need players like that. We need players that can have a different kind of presence on the pitch and body language, and bring something else that I think it's unique and very powerful for the team.
Okay, last year in the As Live, James, ESPN.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
This Fulham game obviously comes between two Champions League semi-finals. You lost to Bournemouth in between quarter-final ties. Is there anything you can learn from the preparation or the approach this time to make sure it's a better result?
Yes, well, the time of the game is going to be different to start with. And hopefully the game and the result will be very different. The game, especially when the game turned and how efficient they were with certain actions. We know the difficulty of the opponent, of the schedule, but I know, I sense it in the team. We want it that much that tomorrow we're going to be fresh again and ready to go.
A couple of years ago you lost to Villa in the middle of the Bayern Munich tie. Is this
I want to think about all the turnarounds that we have so difficult that we want. But yeah, we can learn from the positive ones, from the other ones. We will win every single game, which is very difficult to do. So yeah, we have prepared the best possible way since the moment that the final whistle Atletico. We've done everything that we possibly can to give ourselves the best chance to recover, to bring the right energy, to prepare the game in the right way, and now it's about the selection and perform on the pitch.
And is it just generally, is it something that the Premier League should help